Have you ever encountered a man that smelled so good that you just
It's funny that there's one memory that comes to mind when I was probably about 16 years old.
mm.
My stepbrothers had this friend that he wore some kind of Dior, and that shit just had me like, that shit smells so good.
I'm what they fear, black man with intelligence. Ghetto fab splashed with a dash of elegance. Well spoken, but could tell him hood. Attitude funky, but that boy be smelling good. Not just a rapper, I'm a poet. They point out all my flaws, but fail to mention my heroics. Through the ages, different phases, went from playing with razors to Dose Gabbana blazers. No more child's play, we grown. Less bottles of Patron, more bottles of cologne. It's like a cheat code to make a coochie melt. She paying more attention to your fragrance than your Gucci belt. So go to Bloomies, cop a bottle or two. Get some sense for your girl, cop some bottles for you. I'm giving out lessons. Come and take a part of this class. Before you spray that fragrance on, make sure you washing your ass. Look, that's just something that I got to say. Step your collection up, no more Axe body spray. So in a sense, so what a hater gonna tell me? I'm Kobe when it comes to the colognes. You smell me?
Ladies and gentlemen, yours truly, the Sultan of Scents. Even in his absence, I remain Kobe when it comes to the cologne collection. Rest in peace to Gigi. The freestyles is flagrant. Today, we talking fragrance. We are here with your favorite BBW and mine as well, Sabrina Rose.
Hey,
How are you?
city seduction. That's what it is.
City Seduction?
Mm-hmm.
Not Sabrina Rose?
Mm-mm.
Where did I get that from? That's your government.
That's my government.
Why is it out there like that?
It's alright.
You sure? I'm my bad. I ain't mean to.
Nope.
And you old school New York. I'm surprised you even is even. How'd you even wind up putting that out there?
I think my name is like kind of like different.
It's seductive in itself,
Exactly.
like the little rose toy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So had to put that in there because they have a Sophia Rose.
Right.
I don't know if you've. Everybody always says I look like her. I don't think so.
Okay.
But yeah.
She's Puerto Rican too.
I'm not sure. I have never really like looked at her like that. So
Mm.
I'm not sure, but she's beautiful.
Well, you're beautiful too.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you're here. You was a little under the weather.
Yeah. Oh my
Right?
God. I had like a stomach virus yesterday and the day before. I didn't get to do half the shit that I wanted to do visiting here.
Did you take a pregnancy test?
I am. Get out of here.
Are you sure?
No.
Nobody shot it up.
I'm good.
Okay. All right.
Nah. Even if they did, it ain't happening for me.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Mhm. That's the first thing everybody goes for: pregnancy tests.
yeah, yeah. When the girls get
I'm
sick,
way too old for that shit already. 38 years old.
you're not too old, but if you made it this far without one, I would advise against it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure you get to travel a lot and stuff like that, and you got an open schedule. You have a kid, especially now. Nah,
Mm-mm.
you'll
Trust me when I tell you. Mm-mm.
yeah, you'll lose your mind. You'll lose your mind. So the way that we do this, break down the scents, talk about you a little bit, another scent. We're going to decide if a scent is good enough for the digits, the date, or the drawers.
All right.
All right? Have you ever encountered a man that smelled so good that you just
It's funny that there's one memory that comes to mind when I was probably about 16 years old.
mm.
My stepbrothers had this friend that he wore some kind of Dior, and that shit just had me like, that shit smells so good.
So he was older than you or younger than
He's
you?
older. I think he was already 20 or something like that.
So, did he get the drawers?
Hell no.
No?
He was like a white frat boy.
But he smelled good.
He smelled good, but that wasn't
That wasn't enough.
that wasn't my flavor.
That wasn't your flavor.
At that time, no.
So at some point, did you indulge in the pink penis?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Of
All
course.
right. All right.
I mean, some Puerto Ricans have pink penis.
And this is what I was about to say. Yeah, this is what I was about to say.
I mean, I fucked with like a basically red-headed, almost Puerto Rican before. And
Right.
very pink penis.
But back then, no pinks.
I was into morenos back then.
You was into morenos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We taking all y'all Latinas, yeah.
I mean, I'm not really into them now, though.
Look, man, we gonna bring you back to the dark side, man. Don't worry, man. We gonna find you a good smelling Moreno. Yeah, we taking all y'all, man. Look, they call me Bones because I used to be real skinny, and everybody be like, yo, how you get this size to you? I said, yo, you get you a Puerto Rican girl. She gonna keep you in the house. She gonna feed you and fuck you, and that's how I got my weight up, man. Yeah, so yeah. I mean, if that's, listen, we're all black. If we really break it down,
It's fact.
I think the black and Latina relationship is just beautiful because it's as close as we could get to each other with still being different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You gonna come to my house, eat some of my soul food. I'm gonna come to your house. You gonna fry the chicken with no flour. You know what I'm saying? It's as close as we could get to being the same but different. You know, once you go other, the culture just, you know, it just gets real different, and you got to learn a lot about people.
I do feel like Morenos and Latinos definitely have so much in common,
Right.
instead of a lot of differences.
Yeah.
Like, even I still have my best friend's a Morena, and she's from 11th grade.
Right.
Davina, shout out to her. I love you. She's like always been my down.
Like that, right.
We're twins because our
Yeah.
birthdays are like 4 days apart.
Yeah,
So
I used to live in Dykeman, and so Dykeman, for people that's not from New York City, is a heavily populated Dominican area. It's like little DR, literally. And I got a whole squad, like family, like they be like, yo, you DK Bones, you Dominican. Like
Dominican.
you ain't even Moreno no more. You one of us.
Sometimes you make that friend where you're like, she ain't even Puerto Rican, she just black now because she with us.
Right.
And then you be with that friend like, you Boricua now, boo.
Right.
Same
Right.
thing with my friend in Washington.
Right.
She's black and Venezuelan.
Yeah.
And she's like Puerto Rican to me.
Right.
So I'm just like, you one of us, boo.
She speaks Spanish?
She doesn't, but she's from Seattle. She had a really big affinity with New York. She
Right.
loved it. And we actually met on Instagram.
Okay.
And ended up becoming really good friends. As she came out to the city, had a situation that I kind of like saved her from.
Like a guy?
A bad situation with a guy.
Okay.
And I kind of like took her under my wing for a couple of days until she had to go home, and we just
And then y'all been
inseparable
buddy. That's dope.
I even ended up moving to Seattle, staying with her for a little while, getting my place. I lived in Seattle for 3.5 years.
Wow.
She definitely gave me a new experience.
Wow. That's
She
dope.
like is the one who taught me to want to travel, to want to do things even if I'm by myself.
Right.
She
Right.
instilled that in me.
Right.
You could do it no matter what, even
That's
if
a
you're
fact.
alone.
That's a fact.
So, because before I wasn't going nowhere.
Right.
My 20s, I didn't go nowhere. I thought I was gonna die in New York.
Yo, look, I tell people all the time, your 20s is trash.
Trash. If you're not guided well.
No, but listen, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I was a parent in my 20s, you know, so it was rough, but because people, I was talking to this girl the other day. She's like, I'm 26. Like, we was like, yo, the guy was telling her, like, yo, he was like, I'm gonna work at this job 3 years. She's like, 3 years is so long. He was like, bro, you saying that because you're in your 20s. 3 years is like that. Like 33, 34, 35.
I can't even lie. I date guys in my 20s now. In their 20s.
In their 20s?
Their 20s. Yeah.
What are you doing?
I try to
with
do
them?
25 and older.
You playing with them little boys? You gonna break one of them little boys' hearts.
I mean, it's called a pasatiempo. It's for the time being. You know?
Right.
That's it. Not serious. I'm not really a relationship girl anymore.
Got the roster.
I mean, sometimes.
All right, well, let's get into these colognes. We're gonna talk more about all of that. Do me a favor, y'all. Like this video. Share it with your friend whose house smells funny, because chances are the Crips thinks they do too. Subscribe to my channel. This is Killian's Angel Share. This is booze in a bottle. It's cognac, cinnamon, tonka bean, oak, praline, vanilla,
It's
and
too
sandalwood.
alcoholic for me.
It's very boozy.
Yeah.
You're not a drinker?
No.
Smoker?
No.
Sober?
I mean, I drink socially.
Socially, right.
I get turned up every now and then, but
Right.
it's not like a all the time thing for me.
Right. Yeah, so it's very boozy.
I like the vanilla in it for sure.
Right.
But the cognac for me is just not
Too boozy for you.
too boozy.
Too boozy.
Yeah.
That's a real cozy, warm scent perfect for the cold weather,
You ever,
but just
you ever gone
too
to bed
boozy.
with someone after they've smoked a cigarette and
Oh
drank?
hell, no. You're not smoking it. I don't deal with
No,
cigarette smokers. I know what you mean though, but
like
that's
when they have that
that.
stale
Yeah,
liquor and
yeah.
stale cigarette scent on them. That's what this.
You know what that is? Though?
is.
That's dating them guys in your 20s.
Nah,
That's what it
it's
is.
actually not.
It's the older guys that
Older
do
guys
that.
smell like that.
Jesus Christ.
Sometimes the smokers, they don't really take care of themselves the way that they supposed to after smoking a cigarette. They ain't
Right.
brushing their teeth and doing all that.
Older
extra
men.
shit. Older men.
I'd like to think
sometimes.
as I got older, I got better with my hygiene and stuff like that.
I think that I haven't experienced anything really bad hygiene wise from an older men. Younger men definitely lack more on hygiene.
Right.
But when it comes to certain shit that I think that men don't notice certain things about themselves and their bodies,
Right.
Before and after doing stuff,
Right. Right.
Like if you out in a club all night drinking, smoking, and then you coming home with somebody, you're not thinking to yourself, let me wash
Let
up.
me shower.
Let me
Nah,
shower.
straight
And
shower.
me, I'm the
Yeah.
person that I'm the
Yeah.
one running to, like, I'm in the shower, I'm sweaty. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, nah, I'm going straight. Ironically, because Spanish women, clean, poncho, everything. So the Puerto Rican girlfriend I used to have, she used to be like, you are not laying down in this bed. My sheets are clean. Outside clothes, you are taking a shower. She'd be like, yo, take a shower before we go to sleep. And then in the morning, I'm like, bro, all I did was go to bed. No. So, definitely helped me step my shit up. Do you know who Pop Vasquez is?
Yes, I do actually.
I figured you did.
I mean, I don't know him personally.
You don't know him personally.
I've had a DM before, but I've never really acted on anything or had conversations.
So, well, I don't want to get into the personals or whatever y'all DM was, but Pop Vasquez and I have an affinity for BBWs. Okay, always, and I'm not so. I think somewhere along the last few years, I don't know if it was because Drake said something, but it was it got cool to like BBWs. But I was doing it when dudes would be like, what are you doing? That's be like, yo, she's big, she's beautiful. You don't understand. You don't get it. You know what I mean? Do you feel like there are guys that fetishize you because of the BBWs, or do you?
I do feel like a fetish,
right?
Half the time when a guy talks to me, young guys even these days,
right.
They'll be like, "Oh my god, I really want to see if it's really all the hype that it is," and of course it is. It's always worth the hype.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
I know I'm definitely fetished more than I'm treasured.
Right.
So that's one of the things that has me not fucking with a lot of people.
Right.
Not really going for all the DMs that promise me the absolute world.
So is it something that you noticed in the last few years, or has it always been that way?
I think the more comfortable I became with my body, and the more comfortable I became with showing my body the way that I do, I've kind of noticed that little surge in the type of men that go for me. Right.
And there is a type?
Of course there's a type.
What's the type that go for you?
Mostly morenos. You already know.
Listen, yo.
You already know.
Because, listen, you got to understand, listen, yo. Man, to me, just us, we all got a woman in our family that took good care of us, that, she was just loving and nurturing, and she just probably was a little on the heavy side. You know what I mean?
And you probably used to cuddle on her tits every day.
Listen, when you talk about a BBW, the whole body is a tit. Mm-hmm. It's cozy. It's just snuggle. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was talking to this one girl, and we were talking about how guys fetishize over it. Is that the right word? Fetishize? Fetishize. And she was just like, she told him, she was like, she just tells niggas, bro, get a fucking blanket, bro. Leave me alone. Get you a fucking blanket.
It gets annoying. It does when they're so obsessed with the body like that.
Right.
If you so obsessed with it, worship it in the bedroom. But if you're not making it to the bedroom,
right.
I don't want to hear about it.
Wait, what do you mean making it to the bedroom? Because usually they say it's they want it in the bedroom, but they don't want it out. They don't want to be seen in public.
No.
So what do you mean make
what
it?
I'm talking about is like basically I don't want to hear about all your sexual fantasies unless you're performing them in the bedroom for me.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
So like all those DMs that I get that's telling me I want to do this to you, I want to do that. If that shit makes me gag, bro.
Right. Right.
Unless it's from somebody that I look at and I could be like, I would fuck that.
Right. So with that being said, what is the type of guy that, because you said you got the Morenos, we going for you, I could imagine. So what is the type of guy that could get next to?
I'm definitely for my Latinos. A lot of people are like, you moved to Puerto Rico for Latinos only.
And you live in Puerto Rico?
I live in Puerto Rico now.
From Brooklyn?
From Seattle.
From Seattle?
To Puerto Rico. I was in New York for 35 years of my life.
Right.
Never was going to leave.
Right.
Finally, a little situation happened that I needed to get away.
Right.
I went to Seattle for 3.5 years. I got bored in Seattle. I became solely a content creator. And I was like, I can move anywhere with this. Why not be by a beach? Why not,
So how long you been in Puerto Rico?
I've only been there for almost 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
And are these Boricuas that you like in heaven?
There's a nice little lineup.
Nice little lineup. Okay. I like the sound of that. So what are there any Morenos out there?
There are actually, yeah. There are some Morenos out there.
All right, can I get one of y'all Morenos out there in Puerto Rico? I need y'all to jump in this DM. We need to bring her back to the dark side, all right? I mean, we're gonna bring her back to the dark side, all right? Speaking of Morenos, this next fragrance I picked up it was made by it's an African-American perfumer. It's a memoir. They're out of Chicago. This is Gypsy Eyes. So Gypsy Eyes, I picked up at Nordstrom's.
Let me trade this. This smells cherry-ish.
Okay, so it was inspired by the magnetic love story of 1997's movie Love Jones. It has whiskey, bergamot, musk, oud, rose, caramel, tobacco, vanilla, and sandalwood. Okay, so
it's kind of sweet. It's pretty.
It's pretty.
It's pretty.
I like the way you described that. You got Pacquiao on your shirt.
Of course I have Manny Pacquiao on my shirt.
I should have wore Floyd Mayweather's shirt. So when you say you did content creation, you told me that you started out doing like lingerie and sneakers. That was how you started doing the content?
Bikini sneakers, lingerie sneakers, sexy outfit sneakers. It was always revolving around kicks.
Okay.
All the time.
And you're a sneakerhead?
I'm a big time sneakerhead.
How many pairs of sneakers do you have?
Probably about 250.
250. It's a lot of sneakers.
I had to downsize because of the move, but a lot of my shit is here, waiting to be shipped for when I have a bigger place.
All right. So from taking these pictures, that's where you started your content. What was the platform?
On IG.
IG. So from there, you grow to OnlyFans, Twitter. How does it go? What direction did it go?
I didn't grow until I've always had Twitter.
Right.
But I never really pressed it like that. I think I'm a little bit more active on it now than I was before.
Right.
But as far as OnlyFans, I started that during the pandemic.
Okay.
I think everybody did.
Yeah.
I mean, there were always men hitting me up before the pandemic, let me get a picture of this, let me get a thing of this. So I started with a private snap, I think it was.
Yeah.
Because you could tell if people trying to screenshot you, share your shit.
Right.
So that's how I started at first, and then it grew to do content creating on OnlyFans, which mostly I did solo.
So it's no couple.
I mean, now that's kind of changed a little bit.
Changed? It's a nigga clapping your shit on there?
Just one.
One?
That's it. Yeah, that's just one, and one girl.
So do those videos do better than the solo?
Yeah.
They do.
I mean, I sell them separately in the DMs,
right.
messages.
Yeah.
So they're more profitable.
Right.
For sure. Right. I mean, I've only chosen one person to make content with because it was preferable for me.
Right.
To not be out here letting everybody hit and
so
on camera like that.
You chose this is a partner of yours, or it was a OnlyFans content creator that you felt safe with?
Content creator that I felt
that you felt safe with. Okay.
Yes.
And
a lot of discussion, a lot of back and forth, to choose. I've been looking for a long time to choose somebody to partner with.
Right.
It was just something that I was really scared of, for a long time.
Because we come from that AIDS era.
Yeah. I did not want to be on camera with I've had offers from Plumper Pass. I've had offers from other porn stars.
Right.
Great porn stars. Porter Rock, Thor Johnson wants to work with me. And
what made you turn them down?
I'm not ready to put my images in other people's hands like that.
Right.
To put my body and to put me on camera like that.
Right.
I think in the back of my mind also, I think to myself, what if my father ends up seeing this shit?
I got a grown daughter.
You got a grown daughter.
So
see?
no, people have had this discussion with me, and it's just
my father, when I talk to him about it, whenever I'm going to do something, I always say, I have to warn you. I call him beforehand, and I'm I want to let you know that I did something. He won't ask me for details. He goes, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
And he goes, but even if I don't agree with what you do, you take care of yourself and you would do a good fucking job.
Right.
And he's like, as long as you're safe,
right,
do what you have to do.
And the fact that he's that way, it makes you comfortable enough.
My father taught me to work when I was 15 years old.
Right.
He had me work. He was like, you want Jordans?
Right.
Go fucking get a job because I ain't buying. The second those working papers hit,
right,
15
yeah,
in school,
yeah,
he was like, you want J's?
Yeah.
Get a fucking job.
Yeah, my parents was the same way.
I ain't paying for them things no more. $100 a pair? Nah.
Right, right. He was
like, nope.
Shit, I remember.
My ass went right around the corner to the Dunkin' Donuts and was like, yo, hire me.
Right.
And that was my first job.
Right. $100 Jordans. I remember those days.
Mm-hmm.
But
when they were just like 175, 100.
And you didn't have no lines. You could go in there. 2 weeks later, I don't have the money when they come out, but in 2 weeks I'm gonna get them.
To lay away, put them on.
Yeah, right. All of that. Yeah,
oh
yeah. Days is over. They messed the sneaker game up. So all right. So going back to the sneakers though, and you say Jordans. What's your favorite Jordan?
The 11s.
11s? That's patent levels.
Yeah, hands down. 11s.
How do you feel about Team Jordans? No Team Jordans, right?
Let me tell you something. If there's a guy in the club trying to talk to me that has on a pair of retros, and there's a guy in the club trying to talk to me wearing a pair of Teams, I'm going to go with the retro before I go with the Teams. I'm always going to peep your footwork before I peep whatever else is on top.
Right.
And that's just me.
Right.
It's just like that.
So let me ask you this. This is a debate that I have with my homies uptown. Mm-hmm. And we got to talk about uptowns.
I love them.
All right, so now.
Not high top. They have to be low top, white. Or a colorway that's consistent with the white and stuff like that. So
the rule uptown is highs or lows. But you come from an era where we was doing mids. Mm-hmm. You remember we wore the mids?
I do remember the mids. I'm not a fan though.
So now here's my thing.
I'm a low only girl for uptowns because they just on a girl, they're just cuter,
Right. I so you a girl, so yeah. So this conversation's a little handicapped.
But if I saw a guy with a high or a mid, I would hesitate a little bit. Those are different though. Those are,
the phones, yeah.
Exactly.
So, but my thing is like this. It's sneakers that get retro that we always go by. We buy them 4 or 5 times. They're different colorways. It's sneakers that haven't been retro that we fiending for them to get retro.
Let me tell you something. I have probably about 20 pairs of Air Forces.
And they all lows.
All lows.
Right.
But they all different. I probably have 2 different pairs of whites because I have those Drake white ones and then I have the gold emblem.
Did you ever do mids? Ever?
Probably when I was younger and I wasn't the one buying them.
Right.
But other than that,
you never did highs?
I did highs at one point when they were coming out with the crazy colorways with the designs and shit like that. Yeah. When I was younger, but now I wouldn't. No.
Okay. So, how do you feel about foams?
Foams?
Yeah. Foam positives.
I used to love them.
Right.
Now I feel like they're kind of played.
They oversaturated.
They so like they can't even sell out anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody wants them.
Yeah.
Not only that, but when they came out with the kids version, the biggest mistake that they made was making that toe so delicate in comparison to like the men's version, because I'm a kid size.
Right.
So my sneaker was obviously more delicate than the men's, regular hard ass.
So the one thing about a foam posite is it'll never change the shape, no matter how much.
Shape for kids.
So the kids, it changes the shape?
Different.
Wow.
It's not as thick in the front. It's a little slopey.
Wow.
You gotta look that up. That it's not as I mean, I went hard for them for a little while when they first started making them in grade school sizes.
Right.
But I don't think I would spend my money on it now.
The foams.
No.
Yeah. I feel
same thing, like I wouldn't buy a Yeezy anymore.
Right. Not at all?
Not anymore.
Oversaturated.
It's not. It's the controversy also.
Right.
But it's also the fact that I spent so much money on Yeezy for it to like go so bad. It leaves like a bad taste in my mouth. I go home and I have a box full of fucking Yeezys. Like, you would not believe how many.
Right.
And I'm just like, why the fuck? I'm stupid. Like,
Well, I mean,
I'll still rock them.
Right.
Because,
just no new pairs.
Just no new pairs.
Right.
You got to keep with the classics.
Right.
Because actually those, the slides, super comfortable.
Right.
The foam runners, super comfortable.
Right.
Even though they look a little funny on the feet, they still so comfy.
Right.
So I would choose those over a lot of things a lot of days. I'm living somewhere now where it's tropical.
So you use flip-flops all day.
You don't really want to wear a sneaker all day.
Right.
I only wear a sneaker if I'm going out like to somewhere at night, to like a club or like a party or like to a concert. I'll only wear sneakers.
Right.
But if I'm during the day, I'm in flip-flops.
Do you do heels?
No.
Never.
That was a big discussion that I had with somebody. Somebody told me it was unladylike because I don't wear heels.
Where were they from?
Huh?
Where were they from?
I think down south, the guy who...
Yeah, because nobody in New York is going to say that. Yeah, nobody in New York is going to say that.
He was like, it's unladylike that you don't wear heels. And I was like, fuck you.
This is a guy that you was dealing with?
Nah. Just a random on a live.
Right.
Sometimes they be getting under my skin.
They say anything. People hide behind a keyboard and say anything, yo. Like, I've been, like, social media is literally part of my job. You know what I'm saying? So in the beginning, like, bro, I would be going to war all day with somebody like, yo, fuck you, this, that.
Now the best thing to do is the block button. I love that fucking button.
Or the block, or you just passive aggressive. This one dude told me, he said, yo, nobody listening to that bullshit music you doing. I said, well, I wouldn't say nobody. I said, when I first started rapping, nobody was listening. I was just rapping in a room by myself. Mm-hmm. And I said, and I have more people paying attention to me now than I do then.
Yeah.
And he was like, wow, you was real humble about that. Yo, you gonna make it real far. I said, eat a dick. Because what you wanted to do was get a rise out of me.
Of course.
And you wanted to get this rise out of me so we could go back and forth all day. And you could go find this and find that. But now that I just gave you, I didn't give that to you, so you just gotta... What was your response when he said that?
I said, who are you to tell me what's ladylike and what isn't?
Right.
And I went back and forth with him for a little bit. And then finally I was just like, you know what? Fuck this shit. Why am I arguing with a stranger?
Right.
That I don't know from a hole in the wall.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta like check yourself a little.
Yeah.
Literally, when you're on social media like that and you're dealing with people like that, the negativity and the...
Right.
A lot of that shit could bring you down. So
yeah. And then it's like, you're like, yo, this one girl told me, I was in the gym, I'm working out with jeans on. She's like, yeah, I had to tell you about yourself. I was like, girl, I don't even know you. I don't give a...
Why you care so bad?
Yeah, like, how would I be as a man if I gave a fuck about what you were saying and I don't even know you? I've never met you in real life, anything.
I think that's the worst thing for anybody to do. When they say they judge the book by the cover.
Right.
Before they even really, people see what I do online and they think that I'm like... I remember this one guy, he hit on me and sent me a penis picture and I like blocked him and I was like, and he hit me up on another app and I was like, you sent me your dick. And I didn't ask for that shit.
Right.
And he goes, oh, you boring. You not as nasty as you claim to be on. And I'm just like, bro, it's online.
Right.
It's a persona.
It's a persona, yeah.
I mean, not to say that a lot of the stuff that I say or I do is not things that I would do or, but it's not for everybody.
Right.
And I think the problem is that when you're so public, they think it's for everybody.
Right. But people don't understand like this. I have this online and then I have a real life, You know what's so crazy? I always say like, at some point, that unsolicited dick pic worked at some point. Like it had to, because I don't understand what, like listen, I could meet a girl and talk to her, you know what I mean? Really enjoy her and like her. I'm not sending her a dick pic.
The thing with
unless
me,
that's a whole nother space you have to enter into.
Where if I'm into you, I'm gonna ask for that dick pic.
Are you asking for the nut video with the sound on?
Sometimes I will, yes.
So where is that some new shit? Because I'm not gonna lie. I want to send a girl that video, but nobody ever asked me for, so I'm not like sending the unsolicited joint.
I mean, I think one of the things that has come out of my journey that I've been doing with, creating content, and I also do video chats with guys on like Snap, and they pay me very well.
I was gonna say, how much is that?
No, it's like $25 for 10 minutes.
Right.
But they nut in 3 minutes and the call is over.
So it's really like virtual phone sex.
Basically, yeah. But I'm on camera.
Right.
Yeah, and they're on camera. I get to, see. I think one of the things that has come from that I find it so attractive that a guy gets so turned on by me.
Right.
Like that shit, like especially if it's a man I'm attracted to know that he's nutting because of me when I'm not even there.
Right.
That shit is that's good.
Right.
That's exciting.
So I should tell a girl, send me a video of you, and I'm going to send a video back. I'm going to watch you, and then so that she'll like that?
I mean, I think it depends on the girl.
Right.
A lot of girls don't really, I don't know, a lot of women, I don't want to say a lot, but not a lot of women are into it that way. Like, you really just got to find that special type of freak that just matches your freak.
Do you think that your sexuality has come with your maturity?
Yes, for sure.
Right.
Definitely. I think that I've always been a very curious person sexually once I lost my virginity. I was very scared of dick when I was younger before I lost my virginity. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 17. But it would get to the point where when I was 16, I had a serious boyfriend that I wanted to lose it to.
Right.
And when he went to go pull that shit out, I was like, put it back. Put that shit back. I cannot.
It was too big?
It's not that it was too big. It was just that it looked so ugly to me. And now it's
it was Moreno or?
Oh, he was Puerto Rican and another race. I'm not gonna say it because then it'll make it obvious who it is if people know me.
All right, well listen. You saw that chocolate? You saw the color in that?
No, it was a light-skinned one.
No, but what I'm saying, when you said eventually you got into Morenos.
Oh yeah, I got into Moreno. I lost my virginity to a Moreno in high school, 11th grade. Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. I love that.
I mean, it was crazy. He was definitely a G. He had like hypnotic bottles all around his room. With the
highlighter in it?
With the black light.
Listen, all right, so I gotta explain something to y'all, because y'all a little young. This is how you used to set it off. You had the hypnotic, but y'all don't even know what hypnotic is, all right? And it's a good thing that y'all don't, because it was dangerous.
It was nasty.
It was terrible. You used to mix it with Hennessy, and it was called Incredible Hulk. But when you was done with the bottle, you would break a highlighter.
No, he had that shit, full bottles, like literally lined around his room.
The full bottles of hypnotic? What the fuck he wasn't a drinker?
I mean, we were in Long Island, so those boys, they do it different.
Yeah, they got different. Yeah, it's different.
I'm pretty sure that it was like full bottles.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, their uncle is a supplier at the liquor store. So here's a case of this. Oh, we're gonna set him up in a room.
He's living good out there. He had dinner with my family that night. And then told my dad that he was going to take me for ice cream. And then on the way to ice cream, he was like, I forgot my wallet at home. And
he was a smooth motherfucker.
He was smooth as fuck. Yeah. Because I was not trying to lose my virginity to nobody at that time.
All right, but so then how does it go from ice cream to wallet to... Were you hypnotized by the hypnotic?
No. know. I just remember him putting on Case, Missing You on repeat. You remember that song? He had that shit on repeat, and I was like in his room, and it just
I'm missing you.
I'll never look at that song the same again. That shit is just weird to me now.
Well, listen. That's a much better experience than I can't say better. I can't say better. The night that I lost my virginity, I had my girlfriend, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, come on, when we gonna do this? Like, yo, we gotta wait. I lost my virginity September 13th. You know I remember?
The date and everything.
Because it was the day that Tupac died. It was Friday the 13th. Shit. And Tupac died, and we're watching MTV News. We're like in this like.
Was she like comforting you? Is that what?
It was literally like no. It was literally like I'm like on the edge of the couch like crying, and it was literally like, let me get this nigga some pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
let me shut him the fuck up.
Yeah, like you know what I mean.
So emotional. For
yeah,
me.
Like he's so upset and distraught behind this.
Let me make him feel better.
Yeah, let me. And her and I we're still acquainted, you know what I mean? But it was funny. One day I asked her, I said, so where do I rank at in terms of your boyfriends? Like, am I like top? She was like, you don't even count. She was like, we were 14.
Let me tell you, I do not count anybody as a boyfriend unless I've lived with them. And that's 3 people. I have lived with 3 men in my life. And those are the only men that I consider boyfriends.
So do you do if the sex wasn't good, that body doesn't count too? Yes, that's a yes.
I'm pretty sure there are some bodies that I have that I don't even remember because they were just so unmemorable.
Right.
Like, what was his name again?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Damn, fellas, y'all got it. Man, I go in there, I'm putting up 30. Not playing, man. Y'all gonna remember me, man. And not just for the smell of my cologne, but man, I don't. Nah, man. Even my off games is good nights, man.
I had like guys that give me the kind of memories that make me not fuck with a type of guy. Like, right. I don't think I would fuck with a guy with dreadlocks again. I had an experience where I fucked with someone with dreadlocks and that shit smelled bad. And I was like, never again. Is there
ever such thing as a guy who's too big?
Yeah.
Is it too big or he just didn't know what he was doing?
I mean, I remember when I was like super, like in my early 20s, I fucked with this kid, Puerto Rican kid. He had like the biggest dick I had ever seen at that point. And he fucked like a rabbit.
Right.
He literally did not know what the fuck he...
Right.
And literally I told him, I wasn't even that experienced at the time either. And I like looked at him and I said, God blessed you and you don't even know what the fuck you doing.
Well, he was a kid.
I mean...
Yeah, he was a kid.
True.
Listen, I'm saying this is a shameless plug. I'm packing. When I was younger, same thing. Like, no, I've literally had, like, I had a threesome one time.
Oh, my God.
And the girl was like, never again. She's like, no. Because, first of all, the way the whole shit even came about, it was like...
Was it random or was it planned?
It was random because I'm in the cab. It's me, Shorty, and her friend. Me in the cab. The girl says, yo, okay, you could drop me off first, and then you could drop them off. And the girl that I'm with says, no, you coming with us. And the cab driver was like, skirt. He was like, he was African. He was like, let me come with you too. So we go back to and it was so rare, but it was dope. We had went to City Island. We was hanging out in Harlem.
That's where the magic happened. I ain't been to City Island. Let me tell you.
City Island is in New York.
Take her to City Island. You secure the pussy like that.
This is where you get seafood. It's on the water. It's a nice. This is as nice as the Bronx is going to get, with the exception of Riverdale. But like the scenic, the Bronx is a very scary place to this day. It's like old New York. No, we go to City Island. We come back to Harlem. We hanging out. We in the cab. You know what I'm saying? She like, yo. So I think I was just, it's not even, I was excited, and this was younger me, and this was, like I said, when...
You didn't know how to handle
you gotta know if you, like I hate to just be talking like this, but this is real shit.
No,
you gotta know what you're doing, you know what I mean? So now I've learned, because it's, what it comes down to is when I was younger, sex was for me. I was trying to get a
thinking
nut.
about somebody else's
I wasn't
pleasure.
thinking about the other person's
That's the
pleasure.
problem that I have is
Right.
that young men who are younger,
Right.
they're only thinking about their dick.
They're only thinking about
But
themselves.
when you find that one guy that thinks about your nut, like
Exactly.
I've had like
Exactly.
a partner that has been like, I'm not nutting until I make you come.
Exactly.
That shit is like,
Exactly.
even though them coming makes me more,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, once
ready.
I realized that's I got older and I matured and I understood like sex was it had to be a mutual exchange and romance. Like I'm older now.
I'm not really the romantic type though.
Well, not so. I say it like this. When I say romance,
the rose petals on the bed. You know those rose petals stain your bed.
I could imagine that's
like don't fuck on no rose petals.
That's
You're
good.
Just ruin your
that's
sheets.
great for Instagram. It looks
Yeah.
beautiful. But if we're talking about in a moment of intimacy, it's probably sticking to your body.
Worst shit ever.
I'm not saying. I'm talking about when I say romance. I'm talking about a real connection. Because when I was younger, I would literally fuck a girl who got on my nerves. Like she comes over, we're like having these little bullshit ass exchanges. This dumb bitch, take your clothes off.
And then you just like,
and we just
that angry ass.
Yeah, the angry
sex.
But I can't, I'm beyond that now.
Yeah.
I can't do that now. I'm not even. I don't even get aroused from that.
I don't even know what to call like what I do sexually now. Like I think I'm just kind of like enjoying myself.
Right.
Like, you know, I did marriage, I did serious relationships, all my 20s, and
right.
all serious, everything. You know, living with people, you know, playing housewife, trying to play
in your
housewife,
20s.
working.
I did that in my 20s. It was, I can't say it was dumb.
I feel like now now that I'm like 2 years away from 40,
right.
I feel like I have more fun now than I did back then.
This is why I say your 20s was trash.
It was trash.
Your 20s was trash. 20s was ghetto.
And as far as threesomes, I've only had one threesome, and it wasn't even a full threesome. It was basically me, a girl, and a boy. I was 19.
Right.
I was dating her.
Right.
And she said, me and my friend want to eat you out so you can tell us who does it better.
Wait. You were dating the girl.
I was dating the girl.
And the guy
was her friend.
And he thought that he could do it better than the girl?
They were having like a discussion about a heated argument, like, I eat pussy better. So finally they just turned to me and they said, you know.
So it was just cunningless.
Sex,
yeah.
Nothing. It was just them eating me out. And I was the only one who got the pleasure.
Who won?
The girl.
Of course.
Those lips, I will never forget them lips.
Of course.
I was 19 and I won't forget those lips.
So wait a minute. So this guy, he was brung into the situation.
Mm-hmm. I fucked with him after, like eventually. Like, you know, you're young.
Did he get the pussy eventually?
He eventually ended.
Oh, all right. I'm just making sure because damn, bro, you just...
It wasn't really worth it. Like, it's one of those things that you kind of put on... I only think I remember the experience because of the fact that, you know, there was a little threesome involved in it, in a way.
Well, as long as he didn't reduce himself to an eater. I thought he was just a full-time eater.
I mean, if he could have stayed like that, he would have.
Really?
Yeah. I wasn't...
At 19? How old? At 19?
Yeah. I was like 19 years old, I think.
And he was the same age?
I think he might have been a little bit older, maybe.
And he just wanted to be...
You know, that was those days when they used to throw those house parties in project buildings.
Yeah.
And they used to charge you $5 at the door.
Yeah.
And then have the nutcracker people in there and shit.
Yeah.
It was one of those parties.
Yeah, but niggas was trying to get some pussy in there. Like,
I was in the bathroom making out with a girl. I had my nipples pierced at the time.
Right.
Like,
they not pierced no more?
Nah, no more.
Oh.
Just showing them to everybody. I didn't give a fuck. I was so drunk and dumb. And proud of like being open sexually and being comfortable with.
But you had your fun.
I definitely
had your fun. That's all that matters. We're gonna get into this last scent. This is Zerof Italica. This is sweet.
I like sweet.
This has got milk, leche, almond, saffron, bourbon vanilla, sandalwood, and white musk.
I think I would give this one the panties.
Straight to the panties. Not even a debate.
Because he just smells it smells like sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah. Like it's one of those smells that you kind of like want to cuddle up with.
It is a gourmand. It's good enough to eat. I think,
is.
you know what it smells like to me? smells like Kool-Aid, like that sweet,
Oh my God! Now
real
that you say
sugary
it,
Kool-Aid.
like the cherry.
The cherry Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And I said that to a
like
girl.
the second that you pour it and then you put the water in, the dust that pops.
Right.
Yeah.
Yo, I said that to this girl and she was like, absolutely not.
No,
But that's the thing about fragrances is
different
just
for everybody.
yeah, it's so subjective, you know. And when
I
you
smell it though.
you smell the Kool-Aid.
But I like that. It's comforting.
Right.
I think that that's comforting.
Straight to the drawers.
Yeah, I would give him my panties.
Straight to the drawers. Zerof Italica. Speaking of sex, let me ask you this. Because I want to tell you about an experience I had. Have you ever had a guy made you squirt?
No. I'm a creamer.
Creamer.
Yeah. You know?
I could imagine.
Yeah.
BBW.
I think almost once when I was like doing anal, I almost squirted, but I think too much about it.
Right.
So I can't let my body be fully comfortable enough to just, you know?
Right. So I think they say that like every woman has the ability to squirt, but it just takes like the right guy to do it.
It's also mental. You
Right.
have to be able to let yourself go like that. And I think that me in general, I'm an overthinker.
Right.
So
In the bed?
like in general, I just am. Or if my body's doing something that feels different, I kind of like am on high alert. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
You know?
I remember the first time I nutted, I was laying on my stomach reading a porn magazine. And I wasn't humping, nothing. I'm just on my bed, just reading the porn, like on my and
You didn't even touch yourself?
nothing. You gotta understand, like, this is young, your testosterone is mad high. I remember I used to be so horny, like but I didn't know what to do. You know, I was a kid. So it was just like, I'm reading the magazine, I'm not touching myself, but I'm just reading. And it was Vanessa Del Rio, Puerto Rican from New York. Don't play with me, girl. Listen, I'm laying on my stomach, I'm reading the magazine, and I just felt this tightening. Just got tight, and then it exploded. Boom! Shot down my leg. I jumped up like, what the fuck? I was scared.
Broken.
Yeah. Like, I was scared. So I understand what you say when your body starts to do something that's unfamiliar.
I mean, when I was younger, I used to hump shit like crazy.
Right.
I think I learned how to orgasm young.
From humping.
From humping.
How young?
I think I was like probably 4 or 5.
Wow.
And nobody ever touched me. Nobody.
Right.
You know? I just.
So I'm the same way because like people talk about like it'd be like puberty, and they'd be like, all right, you go through puberty at whatever age, like 11, 12, and guys would be like, oh, I'm getting an erection. I don't know what to do with it. Bro, my dick was getting hard at 4 and 5 years old.
I think it just depends on you.
Right.
I don't really think that a lot of that science shit is as accurate as they think. I think the body just does what the body does. I mean, we were all doing what we were doing without science.
Right.
Back in the day, you know?
Do you think that, would you classify yourself as like a very sexual person?
Hell yeah.
And you know what because I would say the same about myself. And I think, I can't say that all because I hear about people that grow into it later in life, but I can definitely say that from a young age, my dick was getting hard. And from a young age, you was humping. And you think that it grew into your adulthood.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I can relate. I definitely can relate.
I mean, now, like, if it's the right person and it's the right time and the right moment, I ain't gonna hesitate to get mine.
Right.
You know?
Right. How many piercings do you have? You said you had your nipples pierced.
I had my nipples pierced. I've had...
Why you take them out?
They weren't healing right. You know, when you have certain size nipples, you have to be very careful because of the way that they heal, and they were just, like, coming this way. I've done it like 6 times.
So
I've pierced my nipples 6 times.
And every time
I've had a bad experience.
Every single time.
The last time though, this one like kind of like ripped halfway out. Ooh. When I was doing something topless in the house.
Ooh. What were you doing?
I think I was like packing. I was packing.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what is something topless?
Yeah. I was packing, and I'm always, when I'm home in my own apartment,
right.
You know, I don't
wear
clothes.
Yeah.
The fuck am I dirty laundry for?
Right.
You know?
Right.
But yeah, I was just, I was packing, and a tub, like one of those plastic things.
Yeah,
like
the storage joint.
But when I was 23, I think it was, I worked on West 4th Street at a sex shop selling toys.
Right.
And I was around all the tattoo and piercing places.
Right.
So I became friends with one of the managers of a piercing tattoo spot, and he would let the apprentices pierce me.
Oh, that's dope.
Whenever I wanted. So
I've
had like everything, like literally.
Right.
And now I'm
for free.
Yeah,
that's dope.
And now I'm down to like 10.
So tongue,
3 in my nose.
Right.
I have 3 in one ear, 2 in the other, and I have my best friend.
So now there's different parts down there that you
I have the hood.
The hood?
Yeah.
And that's where the spot is?
No, it's like right in front. It hangs right in front of the clip.
So is that like navigation? Is that like, so it's like, so God knows, all right, this is where you gotta go?
No, I did it more just for me.
Okay.
I didn't really give a fuck about the pleasure. I just thought it was badass. And, I've had it already for, I want to say like maybe 15 years.
15 years? You never taken it out?
I've never taken it out.
Has it heightened your sexual experience?
I mean, if somebody knows how to touch it right, yeah.
Right.
It depends. Some people want to go down there like they're fucking disc DJ or some shit. that don't rock. That do not rock. If you don't know how to touch down there, do not touch it.
Right. Yeah.
So.
I stopped touching down there a while ago. We got some smooth songs over there. You're gonna play some R&B to accentuate the finger fucking? That'd have been nice of you. I mean, that'd have been very nice of you. But no, yeah,
There have been like, you literally feel like somebody's fucking stabbing you.
Yeah. It just
like, and there have been times, even like recent, especially with these young men, like that you're just like, yo, just stop.
Chill.
Just stop.
Chill the fuck out, homeboy.
You just gotta be like, stop. It's all good.
Yeah.
Use your mouth. Just stop.
Right. And let's hope you know what you're doing down there with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, if anything, when I'm with somebody younger, I like to kind of guide them to make them better for the next.
So is that what the thing is with the young boys, is the guiding?
Time. Mostly it's also because of the fact that I don't look my age.
Right.
I don't look like a lot of people my age.
Right.
And I'm kind of like not really into like being with somebody who looks like they could be my dad or my grandpa.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say it because this is what people.
I mean, you're aging well. For your age, you look good.
So now here's the thing. I exercise right and I eat well. And when you do that, you can reverse your age.
I don't even know what I do for my face to look so.
Genetics.
I just think it's
just good genetics.
My grandma,
yeah, you got good genetics.
Fly as fuck, and that's just it.
So now my thing is, so people say to me like, oh, you want to mess with a younger girl so you can manipulate them. And it's like, nah, that's not what it's about. What it's about is I'm out here looking good for my age. And if you're not taking care of yourself or you don't look good for your age, I'm not going to be walking, like you said, I'm not walking around with you and you looking like my fucking aunt.
Exactly. Like I don't know. I can't really dig a guy who looks older than me.
Right.
Like I want somebody who's like on an even, like I go out and they'll look at my ID and they'll be like, nah.
Yeah.
Like, you're not 38. You're 28.
Yeah.
Like I fucking wish I was.
When I tell people I got a 21-year-old daughter, they be like, how? Like, and I'm like, yo, I mean, I did start young, but I mean, I will be 42 this year, and I embrace it, man. I mean, remember we be like the girl the other day. She's like, oh. I was like, yo, once you hit your 30s, like, it's gonna go fast. She's like, oh, don't tell me that. I'm like, bro, like, you don't want to grow old. This is beautiful. Yeah. I love getting old because I think back at how fucking stupid I was and everything I'm learning about life and myself. It just makes me such a better. I love growing old.
The thing with me is that when I was younger, I used to always call my dad old. I used to be like, "You're fucking old. You're old, man." Not the F word. Not the F word, dad. But
right.
I used to just call him old.
Right.
Whenever he would complain something's hurting, I used to be like, "Old age."
Yeah.
Old age.
Yeah.
And now I call him and I'm like, "Bro, my back."
Yes.
I told you.
Yeah.
I told you it happened.
Yeah.
I will never insult you for your age again.
Yeah.
Because the fact that I'm reaching, because me and my dad are only 20 years apart. That's
right.
like my homie.
Yeah.
I consider my dad like my best friend.
Right.
I could talk to him like the way I'm talking to you right now, to an extent.
Right.
No,
I get it. Because he's made it able, he's not like that where you're uncomfortable talking to him.
He was when I was a teenager, but now that I'm older, it's not like that anymore. I think because I left when I was 19 too, I just kind of always have done my own shit. And
it's so crazy, like
I never went back and begged for shit.
And it, like, when I think back to like when I was younger and the age that I am now, that my parents were, and I would just be like, I'm like, yo, like they I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, as much as I thought, like, oh, my moms was struggling and we didn't have this, like, she had that shit way more together
You know, one thing
than me. Like,
about my mother made shit fucking happen.
right.
Whether
Right.
whether it was her working or whether it was the men she dated
Right.
after her and my father divorced,
Right.
we never were begging for nothing.
That's and mine too, but it was just like
My mother used to use a lot of like manipulation tactics like that. Like, oh, a new pair of Jordans are coming out Saturday, and I used to be like, yeah, I want them.
right.
She'd be like, all right, let's go get them. The second she pays for them, I got you your Jordans. So if I go out tonight, don't cry. Don't cry. When I'm at the Copa, don't cry.
Right.
You know?
Right.
The ultimate.
I don't think
like,
that's as a parent, I think that's fair exchange, no robbery. I don't think that's manipulation. Like, I thought it was about to get a little more sinister, like, damn, mom, this what you was doing for your Jordans? But
nah. She used to use like, I think that a lot of things that like in general my parents used to do when I was younger was use, I bought you this, so you need to be okay with that. And I think that got me when I was older, that when I did something wrong, I would try to make it up to somebody by saying, hey, I got you this gift. So
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That childhood trauma.
Yeah. But that's not trauma. That's that's just a reflection of how you were raised.
Exactly.
And
so I feel like gifts make things better when you're doing bad.
I had a girlfriend like that.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend like that. And because what I come from, I did receive things. I come from blue collar, working class. Like, it wasn't bad, you know, but we had rough times, but it wasn't the worst of the worst.
You weren't not eating.
Yeah, it wasn't not eating. It was some days where that refrigerator looked a little bare.
It was white rice and fried egg.
Yeah, no, I'll never forget. Like, my dad, he came to our house and he was just like, yo, what the fuck am I paying child support? He was like, it's nothing in this refrigerator. He's like, it's like, so, but it was, you know, but we are a reflection of what our parents did for us. And, you know, I don't think in that sense it's not too bad, but sometimes a gift in place of a conversation and in place of understanding, yeah. Because me, like, I'll be like, man, I don't want that fucking bottle of cologne, because I've had every girl know. You give me cologne, books, sneakers, a hat, any one of those, that's the way to my heart.
See, with me, it's like with one of my exes, I got you this outfit, I got you these kicks, let's go out, we're gonna have dinner. The next day, I'm like, we're better, right? Everything's okay? And he's like, bitch, no.
Was it a discussion at the dinner?
No.
See,
it's like, let's sweep the problem under the rug and just keep it moving.
That's the bullet. That's the Band-Aid on a bullet wound is what I call it.
I lack taking accountability for some of the fucked up shit that I do. You know, now I've learned.
Now you learn, though.
Yeah.
Right.
I've learned to be a little bit like, yeah, I did that. I fucked up. My bad.
Right.
You know, I don't know how to make it better. I'm not that great at comforting men. I feel like, you know, I think I'm in that generation of man up, you know?
Yeah.
Man the fuck up.
But us.
What did my ex used to say? Put an H on my chest and handle it. That's what you want me to do.
That's
what he used to
but
say.
At the same time, sometimes we want our woman to comfort us, and we want. We need that. We need that.
I think that's because I'm a Capricorn or some shit. Like, I'm a little hard off the edges, you know?
New York, maybe?
That too.
Brooklyn?
Probably.
What part of Brooklyn?
Bushwick.
And this is where this girl was from. She was from Bushwick. You from the light side, because they say it's a light side and a dark side.
You know, I'm like close to the Ridgewood, Queens area.
Oh, okay.
So like you walk 2 blocks and you're in Queens.
And Queens, okay.
Stay down. I was raised on both sides.
Okay.
You know, I'm Queens and Brooklyn, baby. But mostly I credit Brooklyn because my grandma was on Brooklyn side all the time. And that's where I always was.
Right.
When somebody would drop me off, you know.
Right. Can we get a final verdict on these fragrances?
For sure.
Let's see. This would be the Angel Share, the one that was a little too boozy for you.
The bougie is what was the first one?
That's the Angel Share. Killian's Angel Share. That's the one you said was too boozy.
It's too bougie.
Too boozy.
I wouldn't even give this maybe a pound or something.
The pound.
I don't even want to hug him when he's wearing this shit.
No hug, no nothing. No. Okay. The second one, Gypsy Eyes by Memoir. Black businesses.
I feel like this is smooth.
Smooth.
It's smooth. And now that it's settled more.
Right.
It's real smooth.
Smooth. You know when the brothers get their hands on something, we make it real smooth. You know that. That's why he was dealing with them.
For me, I think this would be like somebody who would grow on me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like somebody, instead of just like wanting to fuck them, you would want to have something serious with this person.
I like the sound of that.
Mm-hmm.
I like the sound of that. Now, initially, you said straight to the drawers with this one. So let's see what the final verdict on that one is.
It still is, because it's so comforting.
Right.
So that's somebody you want to snuggle with all night after
right.
he breaks your back.
Right.
So
right.
That's how I see it.
You want to go get some Kool-Aid after this? Nah, I gotta go to work, man. So y'all, don't worry, man. Y'all can hop in the DMs, man. I don't indulge in any of my guests. You know, I'm just getting started. You know, I don't ever want it to be like, oh, I came to do the show and he just wanted to fuck me because I'm just getting started. But when I get to episode 100, I'm gonna be fucking the shit out of them chicks, man. I promise y'all, man. So do it. Listen, get your hands on these scents that they like. Jump in their DMs. No unsolicited dick pics.
No unsolicited dick pics.
All right. If you smell like Zerof Italica, you got a good chance of getting the drawers. If you smell like Gypsy Eyes by Memoir, she's gonna want to get to know you.
I am.
You know, she's gonna want to argue and sweep it under the rug. So handle with caution. These New York women are dangerous.
We are. Toxic as fuck.
Toxic as fuck. My toxic relationship was with a Puerto Rican New Yorker. We're cool now though. We've grown. We're at the age where we've been adults twice.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, the space that we were in, as toxic as it was, we're able to reflect and understand. You know, we're not those people anymore.
Yeah,
that's
growth.
Man, listen.
I wish I could have that kind of growth.
You'll get there. Well, listen, I can't do that with all of my exes, but with this ex, the space, it just for whatever reason we were able to have that space, and I never would have thought we'd have got this. I was like, man, fuck her. She was like, man, fuck him. But the stars are lined up. I'm not sure how my girl feels about it. You know, but
yeah, cool. That's what matters.
Right.
Sometimes you have to go back in the past and make peace with those people that kind of like disturbed your mental, just to bring yourself more peace in the future.
So you ready to do that with your ex? You just said that. You just said it yourself. So are you? Maybe not today.
You know, we are complicated as fuck, and I think it's just always gonna be like that until we make the move to completely disassociate with each other, or we make the move to reconcile. And I don't know
which direction to go in.
Any of them is ever gonna go.
Well, sometimes you gotta just leave what's in the past in the past. You don't even have to entertain it if you don't want to, man. Because I do got them exes where it's like, man, fuck you, and I'm petty. Like,
I think I just love a man that really fucking loves me.
Right.
Like that shit hits hard. You can't let that go.
Right.
Like when a man really fucking loves you, like cries for you and like literally will hold on to you like, I'm leaving. You know, you only have this amount of days to see me. And that one day that he sees you, he don't want to let you go.
So you had a post-Valentine's date.
I did.
So because a lot of girls are like, yo, I want to go out that day.
I'm not.
You're not like that.
I fucking hate Valentine. I hate the assumption of the day that you have to go out that day,
right.
The rush of everything and everybody, like, I don't like that. But my post-Valentine's Day date was more along the lines of, like, getting to know a new person and just seeing what he was like and, you know.
Right.
And, yeah, I will be seeing him again soon, so.
That's before you leave?
No, he's actually coming to PR to visit me.
What? Is he getting flued out? You flying him out?
No, he flew himself out.
He flew himself out.
I don't fly men out. I do not. I will not. I refuse. If you ain't flying me out or if you ain't paying for your own way, you ain't going to see me. And
right.
That's just what it is.
Right. Yeah, fellas, listen, man.
And even though I won't, like, let just anybody, like, I've gotten offers. Like, we're talking, like, NHL players, basketball players. Believe it or not, they in there.
Oh no, I definitely. But no.
They're like, let me fly you here.
No, listen,
let me fly you there.
First of all, you're. This is how I tell. Because you said your abuela said you was dressed like a tomboy.
Yeah.
But this is how when you know when a girl really looks good, if she looks good naturally. So I don't doubt that it's somebody in your DMs because, I mean, you look good. I was going to ask you, did you read books? Because you had the book covering your titties.
I'm always in a book.
Always in a book.
I mean, right now in PR, I don't have a TV yet, and I'm not in a rush to get one because I'm always at the beach.
Right. What a life.
So a book and the beach, that's like life.
Amazing.
Right now.
Amazing.
I feel like I'm already in my retired life, but fucking having a ball.
Right. While you're young enough to enjoy it. Yeah. Sure. Hey, well, I'm glad you came here today.
I'm glad I came too.
And
you.
the pleasure is all mine. All right. Maybe I'll come to PR one day, man. You hook me up with one of your friends or something.
I don't have friends yet, but I'll definitely show you around.
All right, man. I got a homeboy, man, my childhood friend of mine, man. My man Omar Figueroa, man. That was my guy. Yo, we was like, tag team champions when it came to the bitches, bro. He was Puerto Rican. He had the green eyes. I was the Moreno. We both had the curly hair. It was just like, listen, if you don't like me, you gonna like him. And if you don't like me, where's your friend? You know what I mean? Look, the rapper and me coming out. Like, that's really how it was. Me and my man, man, we used to really tear it up, man. I'm talking about we on the bed, same bed, he knocking the joint off, I'm knocking the, man, me and had some times together, man. I'm definitely coming to PR. Omar, if you see this, I'm coming to see you, man. I know you married now, but I'm coming to have some fun, man. Listen, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Remember, I don't do this for views. This is the news you could use. Keep your distance, mind your business, step your collection up.